Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm playing Mini House Chess, where the board is only 6x6 and captured pieces can be placed back onto the board. My goal is to win 3 games in a row. Let's get started with game number 1. Alright, game number 1, we do get the white pieces against a 1500 rated opponent, which reminds me I might have to set a rating range, but I haven't played this in a while, so I may also be rusty. We do have this new gambit that I've been trying out though, which is playing the knight down here, and basically you're gambiting the rook, but the idea is that when you take back, you now have a bishop that can immediately target the enemy king. So we'll block this check, but the idea is this king is kind of stuck, and I've come to learn that the initiative is basically everything in this variant. If you're the one calling the shots, you're in an amazing spot. The rook does come down to pin the bishop, so the opponent is doing their best to call the shots as well, which makes a lot of sense, but I now can place the bishop with check and grab the rook. And you can sort of see how that exposed king basically immediately came into play and became a factor. So I am just up a rook now, which I can place at any point in the game. The question is, how do I follow up on this to actually win? This bishop does a really good job of controlling the knight's movement, so I think I can just target that knight right away, and maybe trading it off is favorable. I've also come to learn that being the one to take is extremely favorable because, again, it leans into keeping the initiative. If you're the one that takes, the opponent usually, unless there's an intermezzo of some kind, has to take back, and then it's your turn again to do something else. They do advance the king forward. I think I want to take. Oh, but they take back with the king. I was going to drop the knight with a fork, but they advance the king instead. Are there any funny ideas or traps or tricks that I can play into? I don't think there are, but I think that's okay. Another running idea in this variant is to run the king to the middle of the board. There aren't that many pieces, so as long as you don't fall for a tactic where you get checked and then lose a piece, the king can usually be an active piece as well, without too many concerns. Let's go ahead and advance the king. I'm trying to bait rook over so I can drop a knight with check, and then I'm forking the king and the bishop, but I've just now realized that if I do that, the knight is pinned, so it's not like I can take anyways. Okay, I guess, well, but if I don't, I'm gonna drop it just to keep the initiative. Again, I want to be the one calling the shots. I've also just realized I'm down to 20 seconds. So beyond calling the shots, I need to pick up the pace. You'd imagine they're gonna move the king down. I can give another check. Oh, they sack. Oh, that's really interesting because now I can take the bishop. I mean, they have a knight to their name, but I have a whole bunch of pieces that I can place. All right, they advance the pawn, another check. And again, I just want to keep the opponent on their toes. I think I can drop rook here, king here, I drop another rook, and that is forced mate. With that, we do win game number 1. Let's go to move on to game number 2. All right, game number 2, we actually get the white pieces again against the exact same opponent. So I'm definitely going to set a rating range for the next game so I don't just get off the hook easy peasy. By no means is that intended to disrespect the opponent. I'm sure that they're playing their best, but it would be cool to play somebody higher rated than me in this, three-peat of games as well. We get rook to g7, probably trying to stop the knight from coming in. I'm going to shuffle my rook out of the way and target the bishop anyways. The bishop comes down, pins the knight, although this bishop is defended, so it's not a pin in the truest sense of the word. I'm going to bring the king out to play as well. There aren't that many threats on the board at the moment. Oh, if they take and I take back, they can drop the knight with a fork, which means I kind of have to take with the king. Or maybe I can allow this, because that means I also have the bishop pair, and there could be a pretty good attack there as well. So I'm going to move the king back. I'm concerned though, because again, they have the initiative. They're the ones calling the shots. Right, and they do place the rook with check. Kind of have to move the king out of the way, you'd imagine. And we get checked again. Now the question is, do I keep running and allow the knight to come and pursue? I don't think so. I think I should probably place my own knight and kind of stop the threats. And now I'm the one threatening to place a bishop here, pinning the rook. The knight comes out and actually does cover both of the squares that I could have placed that bishop on to create that pin. Let's advance this pawn. We're threatening to boot the knight on the next turn. They advance their pawn as well, but I'm one tempo ahead, so I do get to boot the knight. They do centralize it. I can't really take, so I might as well place the bishop now. I've created some threats, and I am, by some miracle, up on time as well. And we'll see if they try to play defensive. The problem is if they do, then I have 2 attacking pieces. Unless they do it this way, in which case maybe I come down and try to boot the rook. I don't know, they have 7 seconds though to decide. They do decide just to take. I'll go ahead and take back. I have a knight at play. They move their king over. Of course, I'm going to take the rook. They do in fact take back, and now we fight for the initiative again. King shuffles out of the way. Check with the knight should win us the rook. If the king advances, I might even do a skewer. But no, they walk into check, so I can just capture and keep the initiative. Check again with the rook on f7. The king moves up. Oh, is there actually a winning idea though? Maybe check here? Forces the king to move down to h3. Right. Now check this way. They move the king down again. Check again. If I can move them onto a light square, then I can follow up with the bishop. They do, which means I can play check. There's no choice but to place a piece, and then I can take back. Although I guess the king walks out this way. Well, no real choice but to take, I believe. Can I place the knight and give check? Oh, is that mate? I think this might be mate. Oh, it is. Okay, with that, we win game number 2. GG's to the opponent, but I will set a rating range for at least this last game. All right, and we get the white pieces again. I've gotten a pretty good lucky streak with this against a 1700 rated opponent this time. We do get the rook coming down. I think I'm going to shuffle the rook over again, targeting that bishop and seeing what they make of that. They move the bishop over to target the knight. I mean, I kind of feel like I can just move down and target the bishop again. Should they take? I guess I would take back. I don't know if I'm overexposing my king at that point. There's only one way to find out. We'll play rook to c7 and target the bishop. Again, the initiative is very big here. I just don't think, I mean, it's very big in the game in general. I just don't know if in this specific circumstance I have a follow-up. I think I can take here though. Again, I usually want to be the one to take because that means the opponent has to take back and it's my turn again, which means you'd imagine I can just place a bishop here. King moves over, rook comes here to give check. He moves over again, check. I'm winning the rook. That looks really promising, so check. I mean, they can obviously place a bishop, but then I win it anyways. King shuffles over, check again. King shuffles over again, check here. Actually forces them to place a bishop, so I can take here first with check. The king does take back. Wait, there might just be mate here. Well, I guess they always have this move, so maybe I should just take the rook. I think that's okay, because I can always place a bishop here as well. The king does take back. Let's go check with the bishop. I think it's very well anchored by the knight here, controls a lot of squares. Shuffle over with check. Only 2 options, but this one leads to mate, so they do move back. Oh, but this also leads to mate because I can drop the rook here. And with that, we do win 3 games in a row. Now, I didn't get a chance to play any particularly higher rated opponents, so I'm going to set the rating range very stringent. So they have to be rated higher than I am. And we'll throw in a bonus game as well. All right, and we do get paired with an 1880 rated opponent, so right on par with my own rating, and we get a unique opening. Knight comes out to the side. You'd imagine looking for this fort. I'm not really sure what to do against that. I think I'm going to develop this way and target the rook. I don't know if that's walking right into what they want me to do though. They bring the rook down and all of a sudden I'm already kind of out of moves. If I move the bishop down, knight can come down, rook goes in. I mean, it looks interesting. The problem is, what about knight here? Maybe I just sort of gambit the rook. Maybe I just play the bishop back. I allow them to take, I take back, and then I have a bishop that I can place on the long diagonal. Oh, I'd have a knight. Well, that's not ideal. We'll see if that's even the variation they lean into. No, they bring the knight out to the side. Okay, so they want this check, you'd imagine. What's stopping me from just playing this? If they play check, I move forward. That doesn't look that concerning. I think I'm going to bring the rook down. Again, the initiative is pretty much everything in this variant. Pawn comes down. Let's bring the king into play first, and then I want to play here and remove the defender of the bishop. I should be a little bit concerned because they are advancing their pawn, but maybe if I can win a piece, I can either get checkmate or win back that very advanced pawn now before they get to promotion. Not to mention the bishop is kind of covering it too, so maybe there's an extra tempo they need to actually defend that promotion. And we are even on time now, not to mention that's kind of pessimistic thinking. In the perfect world, we don't even get there. Okay, they advance the king. Taking makes sense, even though they threaten the bishop. I defend it with my own rook. So I can just take back, I think. Yeah, and then I'm threatening check. There's a forking idea. I have check here with the bishop. You guys can barely see it, but I just highlighted a square off the board. That's kind of funny. They do have less time than we do, but it is their turn, so they do have the initiative at the moment. They place a knight. Surely I can do something about that. Let's go check ourselves. Forces the king to move out of the way, which he does. Now, do I just take the rook and allow them to take back? That doesn't seem ideal. Oh, I don't have so many choices though. Okay, I'm gonna go here and pin the knight. How about that? King shuffles over again. Now I can drop the bishop, threatening the rook, which is pinned to the king. Oh, and they take with check. How did I not see that? Oh, that's pretty brutal. Okay, I have to move back. They take again. I'm gonna take here. And then I do have some threatening ideas. Although they have 2 bishops to work with. But somehow there's no immediate check, which is really amusing. Yeah, the knight goes back. Is there any offensive play for me here? If there is, it's hard to see. Let's go here first and target the pawn. They drop the bishop with check. I'll move out of the way this way. Oh, and they take my rook. Of course, that makes so much sense. Okay, I'll take back with the knight. Check again. Yeah, they are stripping me of all of my pieces. I have to give an intermediate check. I can't just take back and drop the knight, but they move the king out of the way, and I think we might just be toast. I am going to take back, places the rook with check. I have to attack with everybody. That's the only way that I get any species of chance here, but even that chance is remarkably slim. Yeah, there's probably a mating idea here. Oh, they bring the rook down. Interesting. So I can give check and pick up the rook. Interesting. Maybe I'm surviving again. Possibly. Yeah, this variant is so tactic and calculation heavy. Like, I think I'm better now, but even then, I'm not like extremely confident about it. They do shuffle the rook over, and the time pressure is insane. Let's drop the pawn with, oh, that is not check. Oh, I meant to drop the pawn with check here. That's just a free pawn and a tempo for them because now they can do whatever they want. Oh, that's a horrible misclick. Okay, wait a minute. Let's focus. Let's go check. Again, I just have to keep the initiative on my side. Wow, what a silly way. Oh, I can take that for free. I was going to say what a silly way to lose the advantage, but maybe it's back in our favor again. Weirdly enough, the bishop covers all the squares that a knight could potentially be dropped onto to give check. Very strangely, but it does. Let's drop the rook. Wait, is that mate? Oh, it is. Okay, cool. I didn't even see mate in one. Okay, with that, we do win our bonus game as well. Oh, and Chess Lover in the chat says, hello, I'm a huge fan. I really want checkmate. Oh, thank you so much for watching. Sure, we can play. Because they also asked me if we can have a game. Let me shoot them a challenge. Oh, there we go. Now we got the challenge. Okay, this will be our second bonus game. Let me go ahead and say good luck in the chat and start with my usual opening. Now, I'm pretty sure this is a rated game as well, so I do stand to lose a lot of rating if I don't manage to win this game. We get bishop out. Okay, let's play into the gambit. We play the knight out and we allow them to take our rook in hopes, they say good luck to you too, thank you very much, in hopes that we can justify it by placing their bishop back onto the long diagonal. Ooh, they attack our knight instead, which means I'm gonna take the bishop, and I actually still can place it on the long diagonal. They do have a knight, but I'm actually not getting smothers mated because our bishop does a good job of protecting those squares from the knight dropping and giving that check. So we should just be able to win the rook here. Now, I don't know how much play that actually brings us. Like, I don't know what the follow-up is after I win the rook, because their king does get a lot of mobility. It develops as well, but hopefully we can sort of figure that out as it comes. They bring the knight out. Sure, we'll take. Now, they're going to be the ones with the bishop instead, which is maybe not super ideal, but you know what? Let's go here. I'm just going to develop my pieces. If they want to drop the bishop and win back the exchange, I'm totally okay with that. I just want to be able to have threats on the board, like dropping a rook on f7, for example. They are down under 20 seconds as well. I will say 1 minute +5 for this variant is cutthroat. Is this for a video or are you playing? This is for a video. Trademark smiley face to put them at ease. We will block with the rook. They say OMG. Okay, I'm gonna let my time go down while we talk. Say hi to YouTube. Ha ha ha. That's really funny. I'm gonna give them a second to say hi to YouTube while my time goes down so I don't flag them while they're texting. They say hi, everyone. That's so funny. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take back now. That's so funny. Okay, yeah, the time pressure is closing in. They are under 5 now. They do drop the rook. I mean, they do still have the initiative, so there are fighting chances for them. I'm not really sure how to block this. I guess I can drop the rook. I'm really playing defense here, but I'm hoping that their time situation complicates their attack enough that they have some sort of misstep. Oh, they find the time to type, please like and subscribe to I Really Want Checkmate. I'll say that's so funny. And true, double exclamation mark, triple actually. Okay, they drop the rook with another check. I guess I can drop the rook again, but this time I would take back with the pawn, with the idea that they can't drop the rook with check anymore. Ooh, they come in with the knight. Let's bring the king out as well. It's always a little bit scary to bring the king out because there's a chance that you get like forked or pinned or skewered or any number of tactics. But I'm kind of optimistic here that they only have a rook to place. So yeah, and I'm threatening the knight, so they do kind of have to go back there. But how do I continue to advance here? Let's drop the rook ourselves. We want to fight for that initiative, and we're hoping that the time pressure kicks in as well. They advance the king. Check with a bishop somewhere here, and then maybe I can take and get a knight. Again, I'm trying to just get the pieces sort of moving around while creating some sort of chaos. The knight takes back, but my options are running admittedly kind of thin here. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to make of this now. They're threatening to place the bishop as well. I guess I could go back and sack the rook, but that doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe I shuffle over? Now I'm the one under on time. This is tough. They drop the bishop, which should just allow me to take, because it is defended twice, unfortunately. They drop the rook, but I can take with the pawn instead of the king, although it was a good try. They shuffle the knight out of the way, which does allow me to take, and I should be comfortably winning now, as long as I don't flag. They shuffle the king over. I have plenty of material here, so I just need to drop a whole bunch of checks, and eventually something has to be made. So I think I can even pre-move the knight here, because the king has to move over. With that, we do win our final game. Holy cow! There were a lot of conversations going on here. Holy smokes. I do want to say say, if you guys are watching this video and you were texting in this chat while we were playing, just know that I couldn't see it until just now. That's so funny. Oh, shout out Mini House GM for saying that he can't see the message until after the game. Also, I want to take a moment to shout out Mini House GM, J Meister, and Concrete, who were in my first recording of this episode. I did record a version of this already, but unfortunately the two audio tracks of the actual game audio and my voice were on top of each other, so the piece moves, and especially the alert sound sounded like gunshots, like extremely loud, and there was no way for me to extract that audio. So unfortunately I did have to re-record this episode, but I did have a great time talking to you guys in that first recording, so shout out to you guys as well. Oh, looks like you guys were accepting friend requests as well. That's really awesome. Hope to see you again later. Absolutely, and GG's. And great games. Scarlet asks, can we play a game? Of course. Sure, one last game with Scarlet. With the trademark smiley face, of course. Go ahead and shoot her a challenge. She says, okay, thanks, with 3 exclamation marks. Okay, I think we have a new trademark. The smiley face is cool and it's epic and it's standard, but I think the triple exclamation mark is making its way. Okay, I'm just getting the white pieces for everything. Okay, let me make sure to say good luck in the chat and start by developing the knight. Have I just gotten the white pieces for everything? No, I think I played at least, wait, did I? Gosh, my memory is terrible. Holy smokes. She says U2, or rather they say U2, the rook does come down. Okay, you'd imagine I start, I could start by moving the knight in by itself, but I'm gonna shuffle the rook over instead and target the bishop. I think those are sort of like the two main lines, bring the knight in this way and shuffle the rook over. I also had this sort of wacky idea to like have a website where we can put all sorts of like chess variant opening theory, because I know for a fact, much stronger players than myself have reached out to me saying, hey, I have all sorts of opening ideas and lines that you should try out, which is great. But if we could have a database for that so it's easily accessible, that would be absolutely incredible. I don't know if that already exists. If you guys know of something like that, please let me know in the comments. And Scarlet says, hi, YouTube, like and subscribe to the best chess player. I don't know if I'm the best chess player, but do like and subscribe. That's an excellent idea. Oh, also 17 seconds. Chess move, chess move, chess move, chess move here. Boom. Amazing chess move. I'm gonna say thank you so much. That is very funny. Okay, we've moved the knight out of the way and not flagged the game, which is progress of some kind. They developed the knight. Let's bring the king out to play as well, so we can defend the rook and unpin this bishop, basically. Because of course, before, if I move the bishop, simply a free rook for the opponent. So we defend the rook, and I don't know if I want to trade off the bishop or the knight. I don't even know that it matters that much. Ooh, sacrifice, I guess, to drop the bishop here. It's not quite a fork though, because the knight is defended. They say dream come true. That's so funny. I'm so happy to hear that, genuinely. I'm saying, I am so happy to hear that. Trademark smiley face. Okay, bishop comes down with check. I'll shuffle the king over. Well, if I shuffle the king over, I kind of drop the pawn. I guess it's okay though, because I can drop the rook with the fork. Holy smokes, I'm under 10 seconds. They say yay in chat. Yay indeed. Yay if I can manage to not flag, especially. I guess the king comes forward though, and then there's a double attack on the knight with only one defender. It's very, very questionable, but I think I can make something of this. Again, I have to fight for the initiative. That's like huge in this variant. It's just everything. They do move the king out. I guess I can give this intermezzo check though, which moves the knight out of danger before I take the bishop. So now I can take the bishop and it's just an outright piece in my favor. They are low on time as well, so even though my pieces are kind of really uncoordinated and sort of ugly looking, like there's no way for the rook to get into the game, for example, I should still be better. The king is also kind of cornered, but I don't think I can make anything of it yet, so I'm going to trade off pieces. Again, initiating the trades is almost always favorable because the opponent takes back, and it's back to my turn again. They say I'm low on time. Don't write in chat. Don't write in chat. King shuffles over. We'll give check. Is there a way to force mate here? Let's start by using the pieces that are on the board before I start placing pieces. They do place the pawn. There has to be an idea here. Let's place this bishop. It's kind of trappy. Oh, I was going to say if they place a piece, I can drop mate, but if they place the knight, it is check. So I do have to take, which is even more interesting. And now they have a bishop as well. Let's give this check. If they drop the bishop, I can simply take. So the king does move back. I could just take the pawn, I think. Right? I don't think there's anywhere they can place the bishop that's check. Everything is kind of defended. The king does move back, but I think with the material advantage and the fact that we are pretty decently up on time, I think we can pressure the opponent into getting mated. Also, these contact checks are super valuable because there's simply no way to get out of a contact check other than moving the king out of the way. So we'll go back. All of these contact checks are super, super good. King shuffles over again, another contact check just for good measure. And at some point there has to be a mating idea. Sort of corralling the king. You can see there aren't that that many squares left for it to move to. It's going to be stuck in this corner. We give another check. This isn't contact check, but dropping a piece kind of cements the king in that corner of the board. So the king does move back. There has to be something here. Check this way. An early GG because I'm going to lose. GG's to you too. Smiley face. King shuffles over. Now let me just make sure that I actually can mate. Check here. Yeah, they drop the bishop and then I can take back, and it's sort of like a ladder's mate that's supported by the knight. All right, with that, we do win the bonus game as well. GG's, and shout out again. Suddenly the chat doubles in size because there are other people talking as well. I'm so glad that Mini House GM, naturally, I mean, it's his name. It's Mini House GM for crying out loud, says that that's his favorite variant. Nice meeting all of you guys, and thank you again for playing with me. See you guys around. See you guys around. Smiley face. Mini House GM says more Mini House videos to come. Probably, I'm gonna respond real quick, probably in the future, but I am making one of each variant for the time being. Ciao, ciao. All right, I am out of here. It was super fun talking to you guys. I do have to edit this video now, so I have time to post it tomorrow. Special shout out to Chess Lover Scarlet and Mini House GM for joining me in this video. And, you know, it's always fun to chat with you guys out in the wild. If you do catch me playing a variant, do not be afraid to talk with me in chat. There will always be time for me to play games, to make a video. So feel free to drop me a message. I will do my best to always respond. For those of you on YouTube, if you guys did enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you guys, as always, in the next one.